I want to spend a few minutes maybe helping employers who are about to go into a planning phase for open enrollment, just to consider 3 tips that may lead to your open enrollment being successful and also more effective than past years. The first tip that comes to mind, and really the one we see more often than anything else, is just remind yourself that there's a lot of information and everybody's scrambling to make decisions during open enrollment, and a lot of it gets lost in translation. So we would just say that one meeting is not enough, and especially if a lot of employees are virtual now, we often see maybe a video, a recording that we'll do, and they make or we create a link and it's distributed, but you don't necessarily know how many people are truly watching that and what they're getting from it. So we do recommend that you do some planning and look at more of a campaign style going into your open enrollment, during, and as you wrap up. The second potential tip would be just to consider different modes of communication and what your employees receive, and also, just as importantly, can you track the click rates and whether they are getting the things that you are putting out. I think to know that piece is probably more important than the content itself. So keep that in mind. A lot of employers have ways they communicate internally, things like Slack and Facebook groups. Other employers might see text messaging as the most effective way. A lot of times people would say we can't get to our hourly people in the field, or they don't have a smartphone. As things have progressed, especially with COVID and over the years, we do find that text messaging can be more effective than a lot of other modes, but consider using a variety of those. And the third tip would be that really you need to educate all 12 months out of the year. When you wrap up open enrollment, a lot of programs or the details within any specific program will get lost in translation, or inevitably the meetings and the sessions won't be able to get into all the detail. But when people get that big, thick booklet, it's pretty likely that they're going to lose it, throw it away, or not think about it until it's too late, or until when they need a service and they're scrambling to understand where to turn. We recommend considering a drip campaign over all 12 months. You might want to highlight specific programs more than just one material, but maybe a whole month. You might consider focusing on mental health in your EAP program, and the next month you might target it more towards wellness or how to shop for the lowest cost care or prescriptions. But staying on a topic for more than just one outreach really is important. And again, back to the other tip, having a way to measure whether your people are actually viewing the content and receiving it, and asking for their feedback along the way to make sure what you're putting out there is what they're wanting to see and hear about, because it may be that there are other programs you don't realize are important to them. So the key takeaways here, it's an all year long process. You will probably kill yourself trying to get it all done in a short 2-week period. Take a little pressure off, let your broker sit down, have a planning phase, do some things going in, during, and all year long after open enrollment. I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much.